It's Frank's Facebook, but I just unmuted it.
Hey, sir. Hey, sir. How are you? It's been a long time. How's life?
Good.
Good to see
You
you.
guys are just world travel. Like, you guys are all over the place now. The only way I keep up with you is via Facebook. So.
How, you deliver an airplane today?
I did.
Nice.
It was great. Good time up there with the crew over the last day or two, and it's fun flying back in. It was a beautiful day in Seattle. Clear skies, like Rainier, right off the end of the runway. We were south flow. Dude, it was sick.
That's great. That's great.
It was sick.
That's cool. Yeah, we saw it sit on the ramp. This week. How are you?
Let's see. Oh, that's what we just got Nelson. That's lined up on the runway, dude.
That's a cool departure. That's a cool departure.
Yeah. That's good.
That's good. I think we're alive. So
That's good. Okay.
All right, sir. We'll chat after. You gonna go to the after event? Or the
Yeah, we got to go over to the Delta Breeze, and then we'll be over after. I got to pick up Catherine, and we'll be there.
Look forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Technical Sergeant James Mathis, and I will be the narrator for today's ceremony as we honor and celebrate the promotion of Senior Master Sergeant Benito Herrera to the rank of Chief Master Sergeant in the United States Air Force. During the course of today's events, there will be several times at which you will be asked to stand. During the national anthem, military members will stand at attention. It is customary for civilian guests to place their right hand over their heart. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem by Miss Dorothea Williams and the invocation by Chaplain Jonathan Arroyo.
service and leadership, Chief Master Sergeant Herrera, that has brought us to this promotion ceremony. For his leadership, we give you praise. For his accomplishments, we give you the honor. As he ascends higher, we pause in gratitude for this moment. But we also thank you for your wisdom upon Chief Herrera. We do not know what the future brings, but we know who is in the reservoir of all grace and wisdom and truth. So we ask, God, that you will impart this to him. So bless, we pray, Chief Herrera and all those he serves. Finally, thank you for his family who are present here today. Thank you for them. Grant them an extra measure of your peace as they love and support Chief Herrera. We ask all these things in thy worthy and holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Ms. Williams, for that wonderful rendition of our national anthem, and Chaplain Arroyo for those words of faith and blessing. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. At this time, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the official party. The presiding officer, Colonel Retired Joe Dingley. Our honoree, Chief Master Sergeant Tranquilino Herrera, accompanied by his spouse Randy and his daughters Magdalene, Morgan, and Maribel. We are also privileged to have with us today several distinguished guests. Please hold your applause until the end. The Commander, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Colonel Brandon Schroyer. The Command Chief, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Laura Hoover. The Deputy Commander, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Colonel Nelson Prouty. The Executive Director, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Mr. Eric Viero. The Commander, 821st Contingency Response Group, Colonel Leonardo Tonko. The Senior Enlisted Leader, 60th Operations Group, Chief Master Sergeant Siobhan Wright. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to all commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, friends, family, devil raiders, and members of Team Travis for taking the time to be here today. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Dingley.
All right. Ms. Williams, Chaplain Arroyo, absolutely beautiful. Thanks for getting us started off right. It is a true pleasure to be back at Travis Air Force Base, to be over in the CRW land, to get to celebrate today with the Herrera family. I will tell you, there's not a higher honor for me, Frank, to be here today, to get to be a part of this ceremony with you and Randy, Juan, and the rest of the family. But first and foremost, Colonel Schroyer, man, it's great to see you, and congratulations. So thankful you're here this leading this wing. Chief Hoover, it's great to see you. Colonel Prouty, wow, amazing. I mean, literally, hey, so first and foremost, 100% transparency. These were all my people when I was commander of the 21st Airlift Squadron. And it comes full circle. I'm the old guy now, but it is a huge blessing, and I couldn't think of better leaders to be leading this wing than Colonel Schroyer, Colonel Prouty. I'm just very blessed. And the Executive Director, Mr. Eric Viero, great to see you, Eric. And Colonel Tonko, thank you for letting us use your facility here and get to celebrate today. And Chief, thank you very much. And Chief Siobhan Ryder, Siobhan, it's always great to see you. Okay, so I had a long lead-in with the joke, but we're going to get right to it. I want you guys to get comfortable. Anybody that's standing up, you might want to either flex your knees or get a seat. There's a few of them out here because we're going to talk for a few minutes. Today is important, and we're going to enjoy this also because we get to celebrate not just the man, Trank Herrera, to Chief Master Sergeant, but the family. And that's what this is all about. And I'll start with this. What a blessing in a room full of incredible airmen, patriots, warriors, and families. Today is one of those rare days in the Air Force where rank truly takes a backseat to meaning. Because while this ceremony recognizes a promotion to chief, what we are really here to celebrate is something extraordinary. A life of purpose, a life of resilience, and a life of impact. a story built on service that never stopped at the job. At the same time, I also want everyone to really understand what we're witnessing today, because becoming a Chief Master Sergeant is not just another promotion. It's one of the most selective, competitive, and prestigious achievements in our entire profession. Most of us wear the uniform who were in the Air Force know what I'm about to say, but for the family and friends that are here today and that are out in social media land, you need to hear this. Out of roughly 330,000 enlisted airmen in the United States Air Force, only about 1% will ever wear the Chief stripes. That means that 99% of the people who raise their right hand will never experience this moment. And even among those who reach Senior Master Sergeant, the rank before Chief, already the elite of the elite, only about 10% are selected for Chief Master Sergeant in any given year. So this isn't about being good. This isn't about doing your job. This is about being exceptional for decades. It's about sustained excellence when no one's watching. It's about leading when it's uncomfortable. It's about being trusted with the hardest missions, the toughest decisions, and the most valuable resource we have, which is you, our people. The rank doesn't happen because of luck. It doesn't happen because of timing. It happens because year after year, someone proves that they belong at the very top. So when we say Chief Master Sergeant, what we really are saying is this person represents the highest standards of enlisted leadership in the United States Air Force. And today, out of hundreds of thousands, that person is my friend, Herrera. And I'm especially honored to be standing here today because I didn't just watch this journey, and I didn't do it from a distance. I had the privilege of watching it up close. I had the honor of being Trank, his wife Randy, and his brother Juan's commander of the 21st Airlift Squadron, and I got to see firsthand what so many of you already know, that when things get hard, when people are uncertain, and then when the mission is heavy, the Herreras show up. And they bring others with them, family, their Air Force circle, and so much more. Chief Herrera's story is not one of a straight line, and it's not a story of everything going perfectly, or doors magically opening at the right time. It's a testimony of grit, of setbacks, of moments where quitting would have been easier, and maybe even understandable. And I remember some of those conversations, Trank. But where he chose instead to keep going. And that to me is what makes today so powerful. Because Trank's journey started long before his first uniform. It starts with two parents, Jose Herrera and Silvestre Duarte, who left Michoacan in the mid-1970s, chasing a better life, and eventually landed in Huasco, where Tranquilino was born in 1983. He grew up the way a lot of families in the Central Valley grow up, close to the land, close to each other, and close to hard work. A small farmhouse, field work, running through almond orchards, the kind of childhood joy you find even when the money is tight. Then life hit. An injury ended his father's ability to work, and the family's stability went with it. They moved town to town until they settled in Bakersfield. And to make ends meet, they did what families do. They hustled. Weekends selling tacos, selling tamales out of a Ford Ecoline, building grit the old-fashioned way. And then came one of the hardest chapters a family could face, moving to Hoover Street, and hearing that his youngest brother, Jesus Herrera, had leukemia. Long drives to Ronald Reagan, UCLA Medical Center, watching a child endure chemo, hoping for a match until, by the grace of God, their youngest sister, Yesenia Herrera, was the perfect bone marrow donor, and Jesus went into remission. That's not just background, folks. That's the furnace that fires and forms someone. Because when you hear Chief Herrera talk, you hear the through line, which is purpose. He'll tell you mission matters, vision matters, but if you don't have purpose, you're just going through the motions. And he found purpose early because people showed up for him every day. A teacher and a family friend, Shannon Olmstead, showed up when it mattered, inviting the kids to church, giving them a community that accepted them for who they were, not for the circumstances they were in. Trank has said that finding God and finding that support likely kept him from becoming another statistic. Growing up in East Bakersfield meant having to keep your head down, your heart steady, gunshots, police chases, danger at the park, yet finding a way to stay on a good path was key. Then came high school, another set of people who showed up. A teacher, Brenda Harris, challenged him to be better every day. In the Air Force Junior ROTC program, what could have felt like a mandatory thing at the time, Trank became a lifeline, guided by Whitfield, who created an environment of laughter, refuge, and standards. From there, his older brother, Juan Herrera, joined the late entry program with a guaranteed slot as an aircraft loadmaster. He did training at Altus Air Force Base before being assigned to McCord Air Force Base. And like many of us, Trank learned fast that the Air Force will test your confidence way before it rewards it. But there's a moment in this story that I love because it's so Trank. A deployment to LUD Air Base, Trank walked past the trailer door and he saw something simple. It was a Travis tail flash on the whiteboard, and he knew right at that moment he needed to get to Travis Air Force Base. And we got here to this base. It's where the real work started for him. He'll tell you that Travis is home. He came back here after a couple different assignments, and he'll tell you that the talent here is unmatched. And I think everybody that's in this room that has worn the uniform or been a civilian knows that to be the truth. Travis is unmatched. It's a community forged with rock stars, and I'm fortunate to be counted in that tribe of Trank's family and his story. And I'm better because of Trank and Juan Herrera and Randy Herrera. But I'll tell you, this is where it all started, like I said, for Trank. He called it the animal house. Him, Juan, Randy building a family in every sense of the word, gatherings, carne asada, bringing people together, not just air crew, turning co-workers and airmen into lifelong friends. A lot of them are here in the audience today. It's also where he learned a key leadership truth that comes up again and again in his life, that you don't get here alone, but you do get to choose your team. So choose wisely. And Trank chose to become the kind of leader who protects his team and grows his team. He refuses to compromise the values. And if you've spent time with Chief Herrera, you've heard him say it in one way or another. Showing up matters. The right word at the right time can carry someone through the hardest seasons of their life. The right mentor can change your trajectory. The right example can break a cycle. And Chief Herrera didn't just benefit from the people showing up for him. He made it his mission to show up for others. I saw that firsthand in the 21st. I watched airmen seek him out, not because they had to, but because they trusted him. I watched him take the hardest cases, the most uncertain airmen, the ones who weren't sure they belonged, and I watched him turn the doubt that they had into confidence. He didn't lead with volume, he led with presence and still does. He led with care, and Trank always leads with standards. You all know that. Now, because this is a promotion ceremony, we should absolutely talk about what he's done, but I want to say this carefully. Trank's career accomplishments aren't just bullet points. They're receipts of trust. They're proof that when the mission mattered most, people put their confidence in him. His family put their confidence in him, and that is the message. But for his family outside the Air Force, celebrating these milestones and accomplishments are important to reinforce the diligence, the hard work, the sacrifice made to get here is no small feat, and it's no small feat for the family. And it's something that you should all be immensely proud of. Trank was a loadmaster, most of you know that, but he didn't just fly missions. He helped shape the force. We got a page. Rookie move. Oh boy. He became a loadmaster, instructor, an evaluator, senior enlisted air advisor, training and certifying hundreds of air crew members. Trank served as a trusted advisor to commanders, including yours truly, at the squadron wing, at the headquarters levels, on operations readiness, on enlisted development. He helped professionalize partner air nation forces like he does right now, strengthening coalition interoperability through advising and training. He was trusted early and often, but he was also recognized early and often. From Air Crew of the Year, Loadmaster of the Year, Instructor of the Year. While flying with the AMC Commander, General Mike Minahan, most of you have heard that name, he earned the words that speak volumes, the best Loadmaster I have ever flown with. And that's a quote. He was a distinguished graduate of Senior NCO Academy, trusted voice on strategy and readiness when he was at the headquarters. In 2025, Colonel Tonko and the CRW tried to receive the Senior NCO Side John Award. All this stuff was earned, not given. And I tell you, the list could continue, and it's spectacular what he's done, but that's not what he wanted us to focus on, and it's never been about Trank. But here's the most important part. Chief Herrera's made this very clear. This promotion is about family. So, to Dre and Jesse, Jessica, Raphael, Nang, Christy's parents, nephews, nieces, there's a lot of them here today, and the friends who feel like family. You're not just guests today, you're part of the story. You were the reason he stayed in when it got hard. You were the purpose when the missions alone wasn't enough. And Chief, when we say this is about family, we need to say some names out loud. Randy, not just as a spouse, not just as a supporter, not just as a fellow airman, but you are also a fellow mobility warrior. Randy served in the United States Air Force for a good chunk of time as a loadmaster, which means she didn't just understand this life, she lived it. She knew the schedules, she knew the deployments, the pressure of being part of the crew where lives depend on you. I got to see that firsthand watching you and Trank grow together, watching you both carry the mission and then come home and carry your family, watching you both show up for airmen, show up for teammates, and then for each other. Randy, there's no version of this story where you are a supporting character. You are the foundation, you're the constant. You carry the invisible weight every PCS, every late night, every deployment, every season where the mission came first and you had to hold everything else together. You built a home while he was building force. You raised a family while he was raising airmen. You did it with strength, grace, poise, and love, and oftentimes without recognition, and always without complaint, mostly without complaint, right? This rank belongs to you just as much as it belongs to him, Randy. So proud of you. So proud of you both. To the daughters, Michaela, Morgan, Maribel, you three are beautiful. Your dad should be very proud and have a lot of big guns to protect you. But you're the reason why this all matters, the three of you. You grew up in a home shared by service, shared by discipline, and most importantly, love. You watched two parents who knew what sacrifice meant. You watched commitment in real time. And whether you realize it or not now, you are the reason your dad stayed in the Air Force when it was hard. You are the reason he questioned himself when the job took too much. And you are the reason he learned how to balance being a leader at work with being a father at home. He didn't just want to be successful, he wanted to be present. He wanted to see you, he wanted you to see what integrity looks like, what commitment looks like, and what breaking the cycle looks like. Chief, you've led thousands of people, but your most important leadership role has always been at home and with those three beautiful young ladies. And there's one more person I want to recognize today because it's part of the same family legacy of service and purpose, and that's Juan. Chief Herrera's brother, also an Air Force loadmaster, someone who wore the same uniform, carried the same mission, and built the same kind of credibility in our mobility community. Juan is now in law school in his last semester. He's carried a heavy load. Congratulations to you, Juan. And now you're going to get to serve your family legacy in a different way, choosing to serve through justice, advocacy, and leadership in the next chapter of life. Extremely proud of you. What an example. But this isn't coincidence, you guys. This is not. That's a culture, and this is a family that believes in service. So, Chief, I've known you long enough to know you've questioned yourself, long enough to know that you've wondered at times if it was worth it, long enough to know how close you came at times to walking away, but you didn't. You stayed because you still had the fire, you still had the purpose, and you stayed because you knew there was more to give. You once said that if there's still even 1 ounce of you that wants to do this, you don't want to learn that on the back porch. That you owed it to yourself and to others to keep going. And oddly enough, we were on my back porch at that same time you said that. But Trank, you kept going. And look at what that fire built. Not just a chief, not just a career, but a family that broke a cycle. A squadron that was better because you were in it, a wing, a headquarters, a community that got stronger because you showed up, and generations of airmen who are more confident and more capable, and more courageous because you believed in them before they believed in themselves. So today we celebrate rank, yes. But more than that, we celebrate character, we celebrate resilience, and we celebrate a leader who chooses purpose over comfort, impact over ego, and service over self. Chief Master Sergeant Tranquilino Herrera, your journey matters. Your story matters, and your leadership will continue to matter long after the uniform comes off. So congratulations, Chief. You earned every bit of this together. So let's raise a glass. And it's just going to be two of us, and they're plastic. This is the thing I do, so sorry, Colonel Schroyer, but we're gonna, it's not apple juice. But here's the most incredible senior enlisted leader I've ever known, and one of the greatest families I've ever seen, and it's breaking the cycle. Here's to the Herreras. Chief.
Thank you, Colonel Dickman. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the formal portion of today's ceremony. Attention to orders. The President of the United States, acting upon the recommendation of the Secretary of the Air Force, has placed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, integrity, and abilities of Senior Master Sergeant Tranquilino Herrera. In view of these special qualities and his demonstrated potential to serve in the higher grade, Senior Master Sergeant Trank Herrera is promoted to the grade of Chief Master Sergeant effective January 1st, 2026, by order of the Secretary of the Air Force. Please be seated. Macalyn, Morgan, and Maribel, will you please come forward to pin on Chief Herrera's two stripes? By federal law, roughly 1% of the Air Force enlisted force may hold the rank of Chief Master Sergeant. The immense responsibilities held by this rank are encapsulated in the Chief's charge. Will all current and former Chiefs please rise as Chief Master Sergeant Ryder delivers the Chief's charge.
All right, it's actually going to be the creed, the Chief's creed, if you will. All Chief Master Sergeants present and past, please stand. Chief Master Sergeants are individually to be regarded as people who cannot be bought, whose word is their bond, who put character above wealth, who possess opinions and a will, who are larger than their vocations, who will not lose their individuality in a crowd, who do not hesitate to take chances, who will be honest in small things as in great ones, who will make no compromise with wrong, whose ambitions are not confined to their own selfish desires and interests, who will not say they do it because everybody else does it, who are true to their friends through in adversity as well as prosperity, who do not believe that shrewdness, cunning, and hard-headedness are the best qualities for winning success, who are not ashamed or afraid to stand for truth when it is unpopular, who can say no with emphasis, although all the world is saying yes. Congratulations, Frank.
Chief Master Sergeant Ryder, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to introduce to you Chief Master Sergeant Trent Herrera.
Thank you. This is truly more than I expected. It really is. Dean, I don't know why you decided to take a shot now. Probably was the right choice, but we'll get through this. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Family, friends, teammates, leaders, and the people who helped make this event possible. Thank you all for being here. And for those joining us in virtual line, thank you for taking a moment out of your busy day to celebrate with us here in Travis. Promotions may be documented in systems of storage or storage clouds, but moments like this are built by people. I want to make sure that I thank the masterminds behind this event, Tech Sergeant Rachel Vija, Master Sergeant Brian Maldonado, Captain Christina Laporte, and everyone working tirelessly behind the scenes to make this occur. Thank you so much. What you all have done to make this event happen is very impressive. You allowed me to focus on family events that are currently ongoing in my family, so I can't thank you enough for that. To my CRW teammates from Otago, your team, thank you for providing this great venue. I know your team's extremely busy right now, getting ready to go on the road, so thank you, sir. JD, I saw you earlier. I appreciate you volunteering to be today's narrator, but you got beat out. So, and we got places to be this evening. So, thanks, JD. If you know, you know. Great national anthem, great forward edition of our national anthem, the invocation by Chaplain Roy. Thank you, sir. We've had several conversations, you and I, and you've been there when I needed you, and I can't thank you enough for being here today. To the band of the Golden West, I appreciate you being here today and celebrating with me and my family on this very special occasion. Life has thrown so many curveballs lately, and I struggled to have this event. The one thing that I was certain about, though, was that Dean was going to be the presiding officer. From serving with you as a young tech sergeant in the 21st Air Squadron, as my commander, to becoming my trusted friend and mentor throughout this journey, I can't ever thank you enough. You always make time, offered advice when necessary, and most importantly, listen to my complaints. Complaints about Ted Fisher's growing social media golf influence, which, it's kind of irritating when most of us are working. About Nelson Crowdy's Dodger obsession, which is second to none. And Troy the Destroyer, wait, I don't think we can tell the stories anymore, right? I think we're done there. I'm excited to join the 60th Air Mobility Wing this summer and look forward to collaborating with the outstanding leadership teams that Wing has to offer. To my 321 AMOS masterminds, thank you. We're a small unit, but we continue to leave lasting impacts on a strategic stage. We show how to propel this nation's ability to project our power day in, day out. I'm here because of you. Your trust in your leadership team, your hard work, and your dedication towards achieving excellence. So thank you all. To my A3B family, Steph Paul, Herrera Johnston, Josh Danny, Chuck Sillinger, and the Air Force's newest team master, Brandon Dahlstrom and Nico Morales. The best team anyone could ask for while you're on staff. We're challenged in every way imaginable and consistently deliver results for the C-17 and C-5 communities. I miss you all and share this day with you. To the Beeliners that are out in the audience, thank you so much for being here today. That organization means the world to me, and your presence here just solidifies that place was special. Today's about gratitude, legacy, and the journey that led us here. Before the Air Force, before the uniform, before the stripes, there was an upbringing. An upbringing that was so perfectly put into words by you, Joe, and I appreciate that. Those words are literally just scratching the surface, but they remain a strong reminder of my roots. I was raised with the understanding that nothing is given, everything is earned, and that words matter. Every word and every single interaction matters. I learned something recently from my command chief, Chief Master Sergeant Gatsby Jeezy, as some of us know. He shared words with me that literally hit hard. His challenge to me was to leave every conversation or personal interaction feeling like there was a win. See, the win doesn't have to be for us as leaders, but rather for our subordinates that depart the conversation or interaction. They should depart inspired, driven, and driven to be better. I was taught to respect others, to work hard, even when no one was watching, and never forget where you came from. Those lessons didn't come from a leadership manual. They came from home. They were forged in sweat, and at times, moments full of tears, but here we are. We prevailed. My upbringing taught me resilience before I faced adversity in uniform. It taught me humility before I ever held authority. And it taught me that service isn't about recognition. It's about responsibility. Those values came from a foundation I carried into every assignment, every deployment, and every leadership role. I've always made mistakes throughout my career. That's a given. Donnie can attest to that. But I was always willing to learn from those mistakes, pick myself up, dust myself off, and learn from the leaders in this room. We all have bad days. Wearing this uniform is so demanding. It asks so much of us and for those who support us. I have at times gone on a job and find my skill set through challenging deployments, high-stress situations. There's so many hours sitting in the back of the C-17, in some circumstances with the family's loved one, coming home in a dray-covered casket, or returning our nation's heroes to critical care facilities due to injuries that require additional medical care. Over the course of my 23-year career, I have amassed over 1,000 combat stories, and thankfully, some of those were the great leaders in this room. Still remember our deployment to Aliasili. I mean, it was amazing. Then Captain Prouty and Technical Sergeant Herrera. My development was very intentional. It took countless hours of listening to pilots talk about their Air Force Academy experiences and endless personal investments, probably thousands. And for those that have the pleasure of serving with this nation's absolute best leaders, countless hours of feedback from greats like Mike Commander, current Commander C.J. Urich, previous Commanders Meg Martin, Gary Denston, thank you for being here, sir. Jamil Musa, Colonel Mark Furman, and so many more. I mean, we're talking about, and we'll have time to cut this up later. I don't want to bring you all into it because I probably won't make it through the speech. To my family, thank you for shaping the person long before the Air Force shaped the airman. The values you instilled in me carried me through challenges, uncertainty, and moments of doubt. Every stripe I wear traces back to a lesson learned around the dinner table, conversations, and by watching you lead by example. Thank you for carrying the unseen weight of this career. Thank you for the missed birthdays, delayed holidays, short notice departures, and long periods of uncertainty. You didn't just support this journey, you lived it alongside me. So my brothers, Jesus and Drake, I love you. Jesus continues to fight the good fight, and it's a constant reminder never lose hope. The challenges you have overcome and continue to conquer inspire me to be a better person, to live life to its fullest, and never take things for granted. Keep fighting. The story continues to be written. Drake, one of the funniest, kindest of our brothers, thank you for your unwavering support throughout this crazy journey. I'm so proud of all the things you've been able to accomplish and achieve in your personal life. Your hard work and resilient mind have made you a force to be reckoned with. Thank you for keeping Jess company through this difficult time. To my brother Juan, this is possible because of you. I can't tell the audience the countless times I have been referred to as Juan's brother. I did not take offense to it, but rather I smiled. I smiled because I knew the standard had been set. There was already a firm expectation of greatness. Every person Juan interacts with departs feeling valued and loved. You paved the way for me to make a name for myself in a community of aviators that expected excellence. set a standard that pushed me to be better, and left a legacy that continues to live to this day through the likes of Chief Master Sergeant-elect Daniel Denman, Chief Master Sergeant John Paul Hansen, and my Office Superintendent, Future Chief Justin Marco. I'm so proud of all you have accomplished and will accomplish in the near future after you graduate law school. Christy, to the sister-in-law that everyone deserves, thank you. Thank you for filling our family with love, for surrounding us with the most incredible network of amazing people, and for supporting this crazy journey. I don't know why, but you are here. To my sister Jessica, to my daughter's favorite aunt, wait, I don't know who put that script, sorry Christy. Thank you for making the drive to Bakersfield to be here today. I'm so appreciative of all you have done to make girls feel special and loved. You have raised two amazing children, Jeremiah and Josiah, and I'm proud to be their uncle. Raphael and Nang, it's been a great reconnect after many years apart. Watching your family grow has been an absolute blessing. My beautiful niece, Chelsea, and I got Titus here somewhere. Being president is the absolute best. I love you guys so much and so happy that you can be here today to share this experience with me. Before I get to my spouse, Randy, I need to acknowledge the Westbrooks, my second family. I've been blessed with such an amazing group of people that consistently strive to achieve excellence. You all welcome me with open arms, and I can't repay you for that. Jason, Chief Master Sergeant retired, and Combat Controller legend. I hope you know how much you inspired me. Watching you overcome challenges, reaching the rank of Chief Master Sergeant is one of the most difficult communities in the Air Force, was the fire I needed to keep pushing forward. I look forward to the next family vacation and enjoying a nice glass of whiskey with you. To my spouse, my constant, my strength, thank you for believing in me and on the days that I struggled to believe in myself. Thank you for holding everything together when I was gone, grounding me when I needed it most, and reminding me why this work matters. I would not be standing here without you. As many of you know, Randy has continued her public service by teaching many of our young minds here at Travis Air Force Base as a teacher at Golden West Middle School. I have seen the amazing things she's been able to accomplish in the lives that she's been able to impact in her short time there. I am incredibly proud of all you have accomplished and look forward to your future success. To my children, you've grown up watching service, sacrifice, and commitment in real time. If this uniform represents anything to me, it's the example I, your mother, your uncles Juan, Jason, Art, Mac, and Aunt Christine set for you. You see, military service runs through our blood. Marco, you're next. I look forward to your successes in the United States Marine Corps and hope that this pushes you forward. My greatest hope is that you not see rank, but values, integrity, perseverance, and compassion, and carry them forward with you in your own lives. In the words of the great Stuart Scott, the best thing I have ever done, the best thing I will ever do, is to be a dad. To be a dad to you, Michaela, Morgan, and Mirabelle. You girls keep me on my feet, keep me pushing forward, and always teach me new slang. Just the other day I was taught what catching a fade means. I like a good fade, but apparently it was more along the lines of catching these hands. So I forget the rest of the conversation and how that went, but I love every moment. I hope you three know that this room is full of people who love you, people who would absolutely drop everything they're doing to help you win and where necessary. Because they're all part of our tribe. People I trust and people I value. I have some flowers here as a small token of my appreciation. Serving as a chief in the Air Force will have its ups and downs, but with you all by my side, we got this. This milestone also belongs to the mentors and teammates who helped shape me along the way. Chiefs, senior NCOs, supervisors, peers, and airmen. You challenged me, you trusted me, and you invested in me. You showed me that leadership is less about the position and more about the people. To the airmen I've had the privilege to serve with and lead, thank you for your trust. You are the reason standards matter, you are the reason accountability matters, and you are the reason the strike carries meaning. Becoming a Chief Master Sergeant is not a destination, it's a responsibility. A responsibility to listen first, to lead with empathy, and to protect the culture that makes this profession special. The responsibility to advocate for airmen and families even when it's uncomfortable. And the responsibility to remain humble enough to keep learning. This stripe doesn't say I've arrived, it says I hold more. More mentorship, more presence, more love, more heart. I promise to never forget where I came from, who helped me get here, or who I serve. I will lead with integrity, honor, the trust placed in me, and always remember that the foundation of leadership, just like my upbringing, starts with values. I leave you with this quote from Cesar Chavez, the founder of United Farm Workers Union. True wealth is not measured in money or status or power. It is measured in the legacy we leave behind for those we love and those we inspire. My challenge to you is to leave a legacy that will continue to push this great nation forward and inspire the leaders who will change the world and make meaningful impacts in the local communities. Thank you all for being part of this journey, and to my family, this promotion is yours. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand, as you already are, for the singing of the Air Force song and the departure of the official march. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes today's ceremony. Please join us